This year's trooping of the colour will unfold with its usual spectacle on Saturday: scarlet tunics, brass fanfares, and the polished choreography of national pageantry. But in the middle of the ceremony, a quiet yet potent change will occur. For the second consecutive year, His Majesty will ride not on horseback, but instead travel in a carriage. It's a decision rooted in medical necessity, but one layered with meaning, symbolism, and strength. And he's simply following the practice of his mother, the late Queen Elizabeth II. Traditionally, British monarchs ride on horseback during trooping of the colour, a custom made visible to generations by Queen Elizabeth II, who rode for 18 consecutive years on Burmese, the gifted mare from the Canadian Mounties. In 2023, King Charles rode a striking black mare named Noble. Echoing that tradition, it was a powerful image, the first monarch on horseback in nearly 4 decades, and yet, just a year later, that image gave way to another, no less dignified, no less stirring, of a king in a carriage flanked by Queen Camilla. And this year, 2025, the carriage returns, but this is not a resignation to the carriage. It's an adaptation. Diagnosed with cancer in early 2024, King Charles has continued to meet his constitutional and diplomatic responsibilities with what aides describe as incredible resolve. He's undergone regular treatment while still travelling internationally, most recently delivering a speech to open Canada's Parliament, a speech which directly addressed US economic aggression and reaffirmed Canada's sovereignty and independence. The image of the king not retreating from duty but modifying his role reflects something we often forget. Monarchy is not merely a performance, it's an endurance. His illness is not a weakness, it's a lens through which his character is magnified. He has, as he said in his own words, become used to living with cancer and uses his experience to offer solidarity with others in similar straits. The small c of his condition has become part of the larger Carolean agendum. Now, a horse may suggest power, motion, leadership, but a carriage, particularly one bearing a monarch, is no less symbolic. It speaks of stability, deliberation, and the idea that monarchy is not merely about spectacle, but about visibility, to be seen, to be present among his people. When Queen Victoria became too frail to ride, she too adopted the carriage. No one questioned her devotion, and here again, the king's choice is not one of surrender, but of continuity in altered form. Indeed, the juxtaposition is telling. Princess Anne at 74 and just recovering from a riding injury is expected to ride. Meanwhile, the king, 2 years older, deep in cancer treatment, chooses the carriage. It's not about ego, it's about judgment. The queen rides in support, the king rides to reign. The king's reign, now almost 3 years on, is quietly emerging as a distinct and thoughtful continuation of his mother's legacy. The 4 C's, climate, continuity, culture, and the Commonwealth, now include a 5th, unofficial one: cancer. Not as a weakness, but as a cause, a source of empathy, and a testimony to human perseverance. The king is using his voice more than his predecessor, positioning himself as a subtle but strategic soft power asset on the world stage. His Canadian speech was more than ceremonial. It was constitutional theatre with global significance, reaffirming bonds, repelling annexationalist rhetoric, and anchoring the crown within liberal democratic values. So, as the horses march and the drums beat next Saturday and the crowds wave flags along the Mall, let's not miss what is quietly revolutionary. A monarch humbled by illness but unbroken by it, rides through tradition, not by command of muscle, but by quiet sovereignty of mind and will. In a world so obsessed with youth and dominance, King Charles reminds us that real power lies in adaptation, in continuity, in service, performed not in a spirit of frailty, but through it. Let's not call it a retreat, let's call it a reign.